Are you struggling to save money?
I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it, yeah.
You never put money away, or if you do, you get tempted and spend it? Now, what if I told you there's a way to trick your brain into saving money and maybe even making money? In this video, we'll discuss how collecting Pokemon cards can be a great strategy for saving money. So if you struggle with saving money but enjoy Pokemon,
Who's that Pokemon?
it's Pikachu! Make sure you watch this video till the end. The traditional way to save money short term is with a high interest savings account. With the big banks, less than 1% interest. With online banks, 2 to 3%. So with $1,000 at 3%, that's $30 in a year.
Wow.
But if the average inflation rate is 3% a year, you might have earned $30, but at the same time, your buying power of your dollars remained the same. No loss, no gain. But wait, there's more. Tax implication. Interest income is 100% taxable at your marginal tax rate unless in a tax advantage account. So if you live in Ontario, make $100,000 a year, your $30 of earned interest will be taxed at around 31%. So you're left with a measly $21. Knowing this can deter you from saving money. There's not much incentive to save. What about long-term savings? In this case, you wouldn't save money in a high interest savings account, but in a brokerage account invested in the stock market. Over the long term, like 10 years plus, you can earn yourself a 10% annual return. Much better than the savings account, but with more risk. That's why this strategy is only good for the long term. The longer you invest, the less risky it becomes. There is also tax implications for capital gain and dividend income on stocks, but they are much less than interest income and can be avoided or deferred with tax advantage accounts like the TFSA or the RRSP. This strategy is the tried and true way for building wealth. But what if you're not interested in the stock market or saving money? It's hard to grow your portfolio when you rather spend your money on more fun things. Enter Pokemon cards. Buying Pokemon cards doesn't feel like saving. It doesn't feel like investing. It feels engaging, addicting, it feels fun. It's the nostalgia, the community, the cool artworks, the high you feel when opening a pack and pulling a high value card. This is why Pokemon cards can be a viable saving strategy. Instead of blowing all your money on random things with nothing to show for it, why not blow all your money on Pokemon cards and keep the value of your money protected? Nights out at the bar? Nothing to show for it. A new car becomes less valuable with every passing day. New clothes? That will be in a donation bag next year. Lotto tickets? The odds of winning a jackpot is 1 in 33 million. When you buy Pokemon cards, it feels like you're spending money. Well, cause you are. But whether you just got paid or only have $50 left in your account, you get excited to buy Pokemon cards. It's the addiction that makes collecting Pokemon cards easy to do. Imagine getting excited or addicted to saving money in a high interest savings account.
Serial killer vibes.
When you buy Pokemon cards, it acts as a forced savings. That cash is now in a physical asset. You can't just tap your debit or credit card and spend it. You can't impulsively sell Pokemon cards to buy that $6,000 zero-turn lawnmower that keeps tempting you. It takes effort to liquidate the cards, which discourage spending. Even this small barrier is enough to keep you from selling your Pokemon cards and spending your money until you're really ready. This was the case for me when I was buying silver and gold. I could have easily sold it at a local shop, but I held onto it until I was ready to sell, which I did end up selling to fund my business. Also with Pokemon cards, you might get emotionally attached and feel proud of your collection. This connection makes you less likely to cash out. How do Pokemon cards hold their value? In the fiscal year of 2023-2024, Pokemon sold 11.9 billion Pokemon cards, with a lifetime total of 64.8 billion sold. These cards have been around since the 90s, but have seen a boost in popularity in the recent years. This boost in popularity has caused the demand for these cards to outpace the supply. And to make it worse, even scalpers are taking advantage of the situation and are scooping up everything they can get their hands on, like when Costco released 151 products.
Oh my god, Bill!
So with store shelves empty, collectors are forced to pay a premium when buying cards on the secondary market. These profits that scalpers are making are causing even more interest in the hobby and creating FOMO. Now even places like Walmart and GameStop are raising their prices in the hope it will deter scalpers. As of lately, Pokemon singles have dropped in value, but sealed products continue to rise. And basically, the older the set, the more valuable it is. Like a first edition base set pack of cards is selling for around $5,000 right now. These cards hold their value because of the demand from the community, the collectors, the competitive players, content creators and the influencers, the investors, and the scalpers and the resellers. The rarity of these cards make them even more desired, which makes collectors and the community want to pay more to have them. The harder a card is to get, usually the more valuable it is. And these valuable cards and scarcity are what makes a set valuable. Like the Prismatic Evolution set. This set has one of the worst pull rates in this era, but some of the most desirable cards and chances for a God pack. The result? Over $20 a pack on the secondary market, while a pack was selling for $7 when they released in January 2025. But just like the stock market, there are highs and there are lows. There's a buyer's market and there's a seller's market. There's crashes and there's corrections. Pokemon cards are uncorrelated to other assets like stocks, crypto, real estate, etc. Meaning just because the stock market is down doesn't mean Pokemon cards will be down. Because of this, Pokemon can be a hedge, something that increases while other assets decrease. They can offer diversification, which can reduce your risk in your investment portfolio. So how can you start collecting Pokemon cards as a saving strategy? Step 1. Learn as much as you can before you start buying. Join Facebook groups, ask for advice from that one friend that collects Pokemon cards, watch as many YouTube videos as possible, check out Reddit and other forums, and learn your strategy. The main goal is to save money, so learn what products to buy and what sets. Booster boxes, booster bundles, ETBs. You may also want to rip packs and collect. That's what loose packs are for. You may also want to invest. So learn what products you can hold for the long term to grow in value. And you may also want to resell for a quick profit. So learn what sets are hot right now and sell before the price drops. You can also use the Collect R app to check the market and see how much certain singles and products are going for and price history. Step 2, buying products. As a saving strategy, you want to buy sealed products like booster boxes or ETBs as cheap as possible, ideally at MSRP, market suggested retail price. And even better if you can get them on sale and also collect cash back. You can buy at MSRP on the official Pokemon website, PokemonCenter.com. Or you can buy from big retailers like Walmart, Toys R Us, Best Buy, or GameStop. You can also try local card shops or online spots like 401 Games or Hobbiesville. And Pokemon Center vending machines are slowly appearing in Canada. But like I already mentioned, products are hard to find. You gotta go to these places as soon as they restock or new products are released. You may also find sealed products on Facebook Marketplace. Just make sure you're not overpaying for the product. Remember, the main goal is to save money. You want to be able to sell for what you bought it for or higher. This is why singles isn't ideal for this strategy. Singles are more of an investment strategy where you buy when they are low and sell when they are high, or where you buy cards with the potential for PSA 10 grading. And an investment strategy usually means long term, so you may be holding the product for years, but this can pay off with high returns. Step 3, store your collection properly. To keep the value, you'll need to keep the product in mint condition. Sealed products with rips in it will never sell for full price, so it's important to keep everything mint. Use plastic totes to keep boxes protected. Use booster box cases and ETB cases. Avoid high humidity and sunlight. Don't let boxes get crushed or the plastic get ripped. Singles should be sleeved and top-loaded or stored in ringless binders. And use a safe to keep your cards from thieves. This is why booster boxes are the most popular. They have the most packs in the smallest box. They also offer the lowest price per pack and are usually the easiest to resell. Step 4, sell profitably. Post your entire collection on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, or eBay. Facebook may be a bit harder to sell, but there are no fees. eBay may be easier to sell, but there will be fees. Avoid selling to vendors or card shops as they will only offer below market value. Here's the trick. Check the market to see how much the product is selling for. The products you actually want to sell, price them around market price. hopefully higher than you paid. The products you want to hold on to, price them higher than market price. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, keep holding on to them. And hold on to products that are currently priced below what you paid. You never want to sell for less. When you do sell some cards, you could use the funds to buy more and repeat the process. Or what I've done is use profits to buy packs to open, so the profits are paying for the hobby. Now, if the market shifts, you may be stuck with your product unless you sell at a loss. But if you have time on your side, you can just hold on to it and wait till the next bull cycle. All things considered, let's look at the cons. The biggest con for using Pokemon cards as a saving strategy is the risk of the market dropping. The higher the reward, the higher the risk. This is why it's important to buy the safe bet products. Yes, there's less chance of high returns, but less chance of high losses. Additionally, it's not recommended to keep all your eggs in one basket. You can reduce your risk by also having other assets like cash, GICs, precious metals, stocks, crypto, and so on. The next con is that it's harder to liquidate. Selling Pokemon cards require listing products, finding a buyer, meeting for a sale, or shipping products. It's not as easy as just withdrawing cash from a high interest savings account, but you can use this to your advantage. If something is harder to liquidate, you are less likely to liquidate and spend your cash. This way, you can keep growing your savings. And lastly, there is no tax sheltering in Pokemon card profits. So any money you earn, no matter what it is, you may have tax implications in Canada. Your profits may fall under 3 situations. 1. Business income. If you're buying Pokemon cards with the intent to resell and profit, the CRA will likely treat this as business income. This means 100% of your profits are taxable. It must be reported as self-employment income, but you can deduct expenses to lower your tax burden. 2. Capital gain income. If you are a casual collector and you just happen to sell your collection down the road, like longer than a year, the CRA may consider your profits as capital gain. In this case, only 50% of the gain is taxable. And 3. Personal use property. If your Pokemon collection falls under personal use property, capital gains under $1,000 are tax-free. This would only really be the case if you had an old collection that you bought for personal enjoyment and sold it years later. In the case of buying Pokemon cards as a saving strategy, the tax implications will likely fall under business income. The onus is on you to keep your paperwork on how much you paid for the product and how much you sold for, and report these profits to the CRA. Not doing so is considered tax evasion, which is illegal. If you want to avoid this altogether, just sell your products for what you paid for them. No profits, no taxes, just savings. You would still need to keep your paperwork as proof. This saving strategy isn't for everybody. It's for a spender who can't save money and likes Pokemon cards. And it doesn't even need to be Pokemon cards. It can be sneakers, purses, watches, baseball cards, or coins. Any kind of collectible that holds its value and that you're interested in. You may not be good at saving money, but if you got a sneaker collection worth $10,000 that you could sell at any time, you might have involuntarily saved money. For me, I got back into Pokemon cards about 6 months ago. I didn't plan to make a profit. I just wanted to collect. But 6 months later, my collection's worth more than what I put in, and I've opened my share of packs. If I needed to, I could sell no problem and get my money back. That's value held, not spent. Sure, there are risks like everything else. You've got to learn the market, be patient, and buy smart. But for anyone who enjoys the hobby, even if you lose money and the value of your collection goes down, you had fun collecting, and it's better than not saving at all and just spending all your money on valueless junk.
Hey, the strippers are here!
All that being said, before you dump money into Pokemon cards, it's important to create an emergency fund so you don't need to prematurely sell your collection for an emergency. If you don't have one yet, or you're not sure if your emergency fund is properly funded, watch this video on the right of the screen. See you there.